Hi guys and welcome back to my channel Popcorn Reviews. I'm Farhad. If you're new to this channel then please smash that subscribe button now. And long time no see, but I'm so sorry, I did get very busy last week, which is why somehow I couldn't make videos, although I was writing consistently, and you will find my latest reviews on my site popcornreviews.com with a double S. Please check those out. But the film today that I wanted to discuss yesterday, and again I got busy, but today I thought no, I should make one video for my Digi family. It's been a while. So the film that I'm going to be discussing today is the Hindi film which released over the weekend called Chup, which is starring Dulquer Salmaan and Sunny Deol. And Chup is directed by R. Balki, and I remember the very first review that I'd written on Facebook, and that time there was no popcorn reviews, but on Facebook, the very first review that I'd written was R. Balki's film Ki and Ka under the hashtag Farhad Movie Reviews. So if you can find it, please do let me know in the comment section. Farhad Movie Reviews. This is normal reviews. It doesn't have a double S. Farhad Movie Reviews is the hashtag of Ki and Ka. So life has come a full circle. I have started with popcorn reviews. The site is doing well, touch wood. The channel is doing well, and I'm also writing another R. Balki film. And R. Balki usually comes up with fabulous concepts, be it his first film, Chini Kam, or any of his other films, you can just pick, and, his concepts are really good. But this time it was a serial killer film, and serial killer is my bread and butter, so to say. I absolutely love my serial killer films. However, this time it was the serial killer who was targeting film critics. So that was the interesting twist that was there. And so, should I be scared? I don't think. I wouldn't be scared at all, because all my reactions, all my reviews, everything is genuine. I have nothing to hide. I do, rate the films based on what I think to the best of my intellect, and I'm also open to discussion. If there's any disagreement, there should be disagreement. I would say, that is very healthy to gain a perspective, and that is something that definitely I look forward to, which is why I keep encouraging my viewers to, keep commenting on what did you think about the film and whether I had missed out. And there's some very good insights that I have learned from my Digi family as well. So thank you so much for that. However, I do have a bone to pick with a few critics that are there, without naming anyone. You can almost make out that they have an agenda, if they want to pull down a film, or whether the film isn't great but you still get a good rating, all of that. And then when you end up watching it, you feel, oh no, this is like absolutely ridiculous that is there. So I do have a problem with that, but then the PRs keep favoring those critics just because they are famous. I was just wondering whether the PRs can actually do a little bit of digging up and reach out to and newer critics who are at the grassroots level. They do not have any filter, and they can at least show you the mirror the way they are. Me included, I do it, but I'm not speaking only from my perspective. I'm speaking from, there would be so many who would actually, be deserving that way. So who can actually show the mirror, because the same critics who are going to, same PRs who are going to the critics, those critics are panning the film, but they keep on going to those PRs, and they do not provide a honest opinion on their films, which I think is hampering the Hindi film industry, especially at the moment. And but that is just like, I'm coming from a very secured space, and it's more to do with a community of cinephiles where we can be free enough to discuss the things that are there. But coming back to the film, what is Chup about? Chup is about a psychotic serial killer who is targeting film critics. Now, this is a very interesting premise that is there. And I almost wanted to go for the, the public screening, but I couldn't go. There were a couple of other ways I couldn't go. Finally, I happened to watch it over the weekend. Finally, I did, and I say finally because it was the third attempt. And so the screenplay here of 2 hours and 15 minutes, I think, is perfect. It doesn't waste any time in divulging or too much about the plot. The drama opens in dramatic fashion, the entire setup that is there with the lighting, an elderly lady climbing the stairs. There's a build-up of tension. He tries to ring the bell is ringing, but then nobody's opening the door. She finds the key and she enters. So that entire build-up that was there's no light in her house when she enters, only to find the body of her critic husband dead. And so that was a brilliant setup that was there. That entire sequence of 5 minutes just set the ball rolling so well. In a parallel track, there we see a love story blooming, and we can almost make out from the very first scene that who the serial killer is. And I do not want to spoil it, even though it's mundane. I think I can spoil it, but I wouldn't spoil it up to a level where you can't enjoy the film. So let me spoil little few things. Viewers discretion advised. But yeah, so you get to know right from the first scene that who the serial killer is. So this is not a who done it, it's a why done it. Why is it happening? And that entire sequence, of the investigation that happens following that, I think that is very organic. I didn't feel any of it was out of place. One thing led to another in a very systematic fashion. Nothing was out of place, or it just didn't come in between. At the same time, I think the love story was also a core ingredient in the story, in the drama, and I felt that needed to be established well for a foresighting that was there in the second half. So that I think was really well done. The chemistry between the leads was good. I think Dulquer was very charming. More on him in the video later, but I felt the entire sequence was very nicely choreographed. How their love story blooms slightly over the top. It doesn't really happen that way. Please don't take notes of that. But it still was good for the screen. It did make for a good viewing. Also, the killings that are there, those are very innovative. The killings are quite innovative, and they. It's a lot of fun watching them. It's almost like poetry on screen, although they are very gruesome. Especially the interval point, when the official grand reveal happens of who the killer is. That entire sequence, I remember seeing it in my Brahmastra review, that the interval block there was spectacular. Here it was equally spectacular. The entire motion in which the knives are just knives just goes off, and that portrait is created. I think that was very artistic, that was there. And it was a very good sequence which was choreographed. I think it was spectacular. Also, I did feel that the second half, it was about coming of the loose ends together. But there was also a very interesting and very important Guru Dutt reference that was there. As some of you know, the cinephiles, that his last film, Kagaz Ki Phool, did not meet with good reviews. It was his most personal film, and he died a depressed man. He died of suicide, and which was sad, because elsewhere there was another great filmmaker, Satyajit Ray, who was making inroads, with the Pathar Panchali trilogy, and later on the music teacher. All of that, I think he did a spectacular job there. Imagine if Guru Dutt was well received. We would have had two great filmmakers coming from India. Guru Dutt is now highly regarded, and his last two films, Pyasa released before that, and then his most personal work, Kagaz Ki Phool, did release after that. And those are his two most personal films, especially the last one, his last film. And that I feel was really gut wrenching. I think all the cinephiles should watch that. And there's a clever reference in the film there too. However, I think here the final act does stumble a little, and this is the thing with the films of R. Balki. If you do take his filmography has amazing concepts, but they often stumble in the final act. His peak comes about 2 quarters into the film, and then the last quarter that is there, it just stumbles. And here the fall is evident, but it's not drastic as compared to some of his other films, probably like Shamita, which just crashed towards the end. Here the fall is not drastic. There is redemption at the end when the entire backstory reveals. Although the final act is over dramatized, I feel, but the backstory just saves it to an extent. However, I think that a director like Sriram Raghavan, I think, would have done a fabulous job. He's, I think, officially one of the finest thriller directors that we have in our country, and his films like Johnny Gaddar or Andhadhun, they've done spectacular jobs, and I think here he would have really killed it with that subject. R. Balki's direction is good here, though it's not bad at all. It's very good. The final act could have been executed better, but then I let that pass. I think the concept in itself is good. There are many meta references in the film as well. Like there are dialogues like you just need to feel the film. You don't need to know how much the film collects. It's literally translated into English. When people do equate it with how much the film is earning and equate it with the success or failure of the film, I think that is wrong. For me, if you ask, I don't know the collections of Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge or Pyasa or Kagaz Ki Phool. I just know they are good films or bad films. I don't remember the collections. I used to do it at one point of time, I must admit, in college. I am a numbers guy. I do like my numbers. But then ultimately, I did feel that, it was taking away the creative charm that was there associated with the film. So I just left that. I do happen to look at the collections. It's not as if I completely ignore them, but I mean, I do not equate it with the success of a film or a failure of a film for that matter. And some boycott gang members should also take note of that. Please do not throw figures saying that this is a flop, this is a hit. Just say whether you liked it or not. Have you watched it or not? Something like that. The music here, I feel, was pretty good. It was melodious, it blended well with the drama, it was very soulful. Also the BGM was, it took a old tune from a old song and it made it haunting, and elsewhere it was pulsating at times. I felt that was really really good to witness. I also felt, yeah, that cinematography, I think, and editing were pretty good, on point. Execution, as I said, the final act could have been better by Al Balki, but overall he did a good job. Coming to the performances, I think it was a pleasure watching Pooja Bhatt in her role. She was just spectacular. Needed a little more screen time, according to me. Shreya Dhanvantri looks very pretty, and she does a fabulous job. Also, her ideologies, do match with what I think usually about film writing and how, whether you enjoyed it, you just give a good review, right? You do not need to think about what others are giving. Don't look at reviews and then form your opinions. No. And the way she started writing reviews, with reciting to a blind mother or something, something similar was also my story, when I was writing and my mother was appreciating, my dad was appreciating. So that I think was, something that was really special, and her performance really stood out as well. Sunny Deol is very well restrained, and that these are the words I thought I would never say for a Sunny Deol performance. He's normally the screaming guy, but here I did feel that he was very well restrained. Yeah, he did a spectacular job, and credit to Al Barki for giving a new and refreshed Sunny Deol approach, and I think this is the approach that should be taken forward also. And which brings me to Dulquer Salmaan, and Dulquer Salmaan probably is the best thing in this film. He has this inherent charm that is there, but here his eccentric act will just give you the chills, man. Absolutely is killing it. I think year 2022 has been the year of Dulquer Salmaan, and there are 4 blockbusters in all the 4 languages that he's worked in. He's worked in Tamil, with Hey Sinamika, which did not get again good reviews but was a box office success. Sita Ramam, I have made a video on that as well. Sita Ramam, I think, was spectacular, a charming age-old romance. He was absolutely brilliant in that film. And Chup here, he is fabulous here. He did a Malayalam film last year. Also, he did a Malayalam film in December called Kurup, which was again a brilliant film. The narrative style was different in that film as well. And this year he did Salute, which has premiered on Sony Live, and he was again very well restrained in that. He's such a good actor, and every film he's churning out performances after performance, which are drastically different from his last performance, and I think he did a spectacular job here. I think Dulquer Salmaan is absolutely brilliant. Also, his new show is coming, Guns and Gulabs. I think that's next year. Raj and DK. That's something that I'm looking forward to. So overall, Chup, I think, is a very good watch. It's a bloody good watch, I'll say, and it has stellar performances. Yes, it does stumble in its final act, but it doesn't take away anything from the journey that it set out to be. It's a fabulous watch. Do watch the film, and if you watched it, let me know your thoughts on the film. But before that, please like the video. It helps a small creator like me. Please read my full review of Chup on my site popcornreviews.com. I think it's one of my favorite and most fulfilling reviews that I have written. I've really enjoyed writing. It's a little longer than my other reviews, and I've written it in detail. So do visit my site, the link of which is in the description box below. Subscribe to the channel. Please press that bell icon. You'll come get a notification when I'm online. Also, if you'd like to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Letterboxd, then all links are in the description box below. Again, hashtag Farhad Reviews. Do find reviews if you can of Kianka and let me know in the comment section. I'll be grateful. It is somewhere on Facebook. And it started with Facebook, and then on Instagram, and then on Popcorn Reviews, and then on the YouTube channel. So it's been quite a journey with reviewing films. I'll continue to do that. Please continue to support me. Until then, next time you will find me this week as well. I'll try to make more videos often. Again, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. So then, thank you so much.